Hey guys, Theo Joe Tech here. I thought I would talk about Sharp's new 8K television that they announced will be released in October at a steep price of $133,000. So obviously that's not going to be in the price range of anyone, but I thought I would talk about what's the point of having an 8K television if there's not really any content for it, no one can afford it. That's what this video is going to be about. So let's ignore the price for a second, and even if you were able to afford to buy an 8K television, there's no content for it really, and there's very few cameras that can actually record at that resolution. Canon did release an announcement of a new camera they're making that is for movies that can record 8K, but that's going to be exceptionally expensive as well. Not to mention that you wouldn't even really be able to plug the display into a normal DVD player or anything like that, because to display at 8K, this particular TV requires 4 separate HDMI cables to put all the data together, because any normal cable would not be able to handle that much data going in as video. But I don't think getting people to buy is the whole point of this. I mean, new technologies and TVs has never really been about getting people to buy them at the early stages. We had 4K TVs at $50,000, and they obviously weren't trying to get people to buy at that price. It just wouldn't happen. I think when they release these new, ridiculously expensive TVs with state-of-the-art technology, they're trying to do two things. They're trying to prove that they can do it and pave the way for the future. When you're talking about movies and TV shows and all that, the platform has to exist before people are going to make stuff to support it. For example, cable companies are not going to upgrade their entire infrastructure to be able to support 4K or 8K until it's super widely adopted. Because even when 1080p was coming out, it took a while, and it took sports to get people to switch to 1080p because, you know, the cable companies said, well, why should we upgrade if no one really has 1080p TVs? But once it started getting widely adopted, that's when they supported it after the fact. And also filmmakers, especially more indie filmmakers, they're not going to spend the money to get a super expensive camera just to record in 8K if no one's going to be watching it in 8K. So the real point is to pave the way for the future and drive down the price eventually. And after they start producing 8Ks and they get better at it, they can make them cheaper, that's when we're going to see them becoming more affordable. I'm actually happy this resolution war is happening, because I am totally excited about really high resolution screens and that sort of thing. You look back, we had 1080p as the maximum for a long time. I mean, they even called it full HD. It kind of implied that that was the be-all end-all of high definition. But now you got 4K, and people are starting to think, well, there's 4K now, what can even come after that? If 1080p isn't even the top, and then they look at 4K, wow, this is awesome, it kind of makes them think, well, then what's the next step after that? And I really like that the whole marketing terms are 4K, 8K. It's very quantifiable. So I think that's going to spark even more battles between brands, where who can get the highest number in front of the K, because it's something that consumers can really easily understand. Whereas full HD and like half HD, quad HD, it's really hard to understand. People are like, what's the difference between full HD and quad HD and ultra HD? Whereas 4K, 8K, it's very simple. 8K is higher resolution than 4K, 9K is going to be higher than that. Companies are going to be able to just make a higher resolution, and it's going to be obvious to the consumer, wow, this one's better, so it's going to put pressure on companies to get higher resolution and better TVs out there. But I'm not even saying that we need to always have the highest resolution. So when 8K even starts to become somewhat common, then that's going to drive down the price of 4K. And if something comes after 8K, then 8K is going to be a lot more affordable, because it's going to have to be if there's 12K, for example. So I'm really looking forward to how this resolution war is going to drive down the prices. Either way, the consumer is going to win, because the resolutions are just going to get higher. So even if you don't have the top resolution, then you're still going to have something way better than just full HD that you had before. So you might scoff at 8K, but I want you to look at the bigger picture here. It's not about 8K. It's about paving the way for higher resolutions continuously and getting the even lower resolutions even more affordable, so that, sure, you don't need 8K, but you probably want 4K to be more affordable, and I think that's really what we should be thinking about here. And that's just what I think about this whole 8K TV thing and the future of TVs. I think we're gonna see a lot more higher resolutions coming out, and I want to know what you guys think about this, so obviously we can talk about this in the comments section as well. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up so I know you guys liked it, and I'll make more like it. If you guys want to continue watching, I've got some other videos on the right hand side you might enjoy. You can just click them or look in the description for the same link if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I make new videos 3 times a week, so it should be worth it. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Have a good one.